In our last video, we talked about the 7 tactics that Xavi should improvise or change for this upcoming season to make Barcelona actually perform better. In this video, we'll be taking a look at different formations that we can use next season in order to actually play much better and be better on the front foot. But before we get into that, please do subscribe to the channel, as that will be helping us a lot in getting this channel to grow. Also, thank you very much for all our subscribers and our loyal viewers. You guys are much appreciated. Let's get right into the video. If we don't locate a single pivot or defensive midfielder this season, the 4-2-3-1 might be the best option that Barcelona have without limiting Ilkay Gundogan or Frenkie de Jong. Because if you sign one of them to this position where the other one becomes a free agent, that's going to extremely limit both of them, and they could actually share this position if they both stay back as a pivot. Now, this could actually create some confusion as well, but also unpredictability, because we know by now that majority of the possession will belong to Barcelona, especially against the lesser teams. But for this to work, you need to have Xavi on the left wing in order to invert to be part of this midfield trio, where he and Pedri can actually be like the free agents of this team. Like always this season, we have seen that Balde was the one who was creating the width on that side, and then Barcelona could still remain in the 3-2-5 formation. But this is the best formation that I can see for Barcelona if we don't have a pivot or we don't sign a pivot this season. Because who else is going to play there? You know, on the left wing, Xavi would have to be there because Pedri is not at the capacity yet where he could be a sole pivot running around and actually creating some chaos. And we know the system of Barcelona, we are used to by now to have these pivots or these free hits, up high in the spaces right here, where Frenkie de Jong and Gundogan could actually make turns to join these guys to actually become like a third free eight. The same with Frenkie de Jong. And I would prefer Frenkie to start deep because you need to have a base player in the different positions. Because both Frenkie de Jong and Ilkay Gundogan could easily be out of position and the opposition would actually counter or take advantage of that. So you could have both Frenkie de Jong and Gundogan to stay back as the pivots, and you assign one of them to say that this is your first position, you are the false pivot actually, alright? I would prefer Frenkie because I think he's better at defending than Ilkay Gundogan. If Barcelona actually do sign the pivot, which is most likely going to happen, the 4-3-3 is the formation that I think Barcelona should be playing. Even though I feel like one of Ansu or Ferran Torres should be playing on that left wing, or Rafinha and Dembele can be the wingers, I don't think Xavi should be playing there at all. Now, I know Balde is not really a good inverted fullback, or either a fullback that's going to stay back to defend. He's going to be a more of a traditional left back. Now, this is the problem that Xavi needs to actually get. You know, if we don't go with a 4-2-3-1, we either will have to go with a 4-3-3. But I think that Xavi should be playing a winger on that left side. We discussed it in the previous video, and I still stand by my point. I don't think that Xavi should be playing there, you know. We should use the inverted fullback, but then that means that Balde would not be able to fit into the plans. He's not a really good, but like I say, we can improve these guys, and they spend a lot of time on the training pitch, all right? So the 4-3-3 is the best option for Barcelona if they do locate the pivot, but then Xavi should not be playing on the left side. And I think Xavi is still going to play him on that position, or in that position, if we play against the bigger teams, which I don't really like, but I do think that this will be Barcelona's formation this season. But like I say, we need to have two wingers because they're going to take more shots, you know. We even saw recently a report saying that Xavi has said that the two guys that scores the most in training is Lewandowski and then Ansu Fati. So that just tells you. In my opinion, the 3-5-2 formation should also be on the card. It should also be an option for FC Barcelona, because this makes so much sense, in the sense that you could easily have a 5-man defense with the fullback staying back, or you could easily have width with these guys where they would go up very high. right? And then you have pinned back your center backs with Rafinha and Lewandowski for this example, and you could easily have like two free aides behind them as well. So now you can actually have six men forward, and you actually have four men centrally as well. The guys could easily circulate their ball among each other, where while it can be at width, it can be crazy through the middle as well. Now, for me, defending in this formation is makes it so much easier because you can now actually, if they would split their centre backs, you could easily go with Rafinha and Lewandowski. And then you have an extra man because these guys would only have like a single pivot. You could easily come onto them and you could actually hold them on. And I would bank on Kunde, Arajo, and Christensen to be able to take these guys. So with a 3-5-2, you could easily get like a man-to-man press and still dominate, right? And of course, the opposition in this, for an example, in this instance, would have to be like nearly perfect in order to get around this formation. But the 3-5-2 is definitely an option we saw in the last few months of Ronald Koeman when he changed the formation to the 3-5-2. Barcelona went on a winning run, and there was even like talks of us winning the league. So the 3-5-2 should definitely be on the cards. But I think people prefer the 3-4-3 diamond much more than we do the 3-5-2. I've realized at this point that with somebody like Xavi as your manager, all you can do really is speculate. Because Xavi is somebody that's a student of the game, somebody that studies the game. I wouldn't be surprised if he thinks that next season the greatest thing they would do is get Barcelona to play the 4-4-2 formation. You remember what Ernesto Valverde did, and Barcelona won the league going once with the loss in the whole season. So really, everything that we're doing right now is speculation. We have to wait and see what Barcelona will be doing this season. That will be all from us in this video. I don't think there's a lot of formations that we will be trying. Let me know, however, how you think we would be playing or what formation would be the best for Barcelona. You can leave that all down in the comment section. Also, thank you very much for the loyal viewers and everybody. I say this all the time. I do really appreciate you guys. We're about to hit 900 subscribers. And thank you guys for being with me on this journey, and also sharing the love for FC Barcelona. Thanks for being a fan. Thank you very much. Goodbye.